Two saviors. Universes apart. One is a pirate, traveling from island to island, liberating their inhabitants. The other is a warrior from the stars, protecting the planet he calls home. Despite never meeting, except in some non-canon material that doesn't count, they both achieved the most coveted prize of any shonen manga protagonist: a new form. Gear 5th versus Super Saiyan. The perfect shonen form. Which one is more iconic? The answer is Super Saiyan. That's not even really a question. I'm just being honest with you. Listen, if I asked literally anyone, I feel like around 65% of people would say that they know what a Super Saiyan is. I feel like that number drops to like 5% if I start talking about Gear 5th. That's not. I love One Piece. I might like One Piece. I like One Piece more than Dragon Ball. However, I'm just being realistic. I know that is just not true. Honestly, this video was inspired by tweets like this. And people who make tweets like this, honestly, I think most of One Piece Twitter is just making up bullshit things so you can make people mad about them. But however, this tweet encapsulates what people are failing to realize about Gear 5th and Super Saiyan. These two forms have a lot of similarities. And I'm not talking about just physical similarities, not just in appearance, but the arcs surrounding these forms. I think Wano and the Frieza saga are very similar arcs, and they have way more in common than you think. Listen, it all starts with a prophecy. On Namek, there's one thing that strikes fear into the heart of Frieza. One thing that emboldens Vegeta. And that thing is the legendary Super Saiyan. Meanwhile, in the land of Wano, there's whispers of a man from long ago. This man was a liberator, a savior even. Kaido waits for the return of this man. And King believes that Kaido is this man. That man is Joy Boy. At the end of the day, these prophecies are like integral to building the perfect transformation. They're foreshadowing. Other shows with other forms, even forms within the show, lack this. For example, Gear 2nd came out of nowhere. We didn't know it was coming. Super Saiyan God. Super Saiyan God was an attempt at recreating this. You'll see what I'm saying when I get further in. And Blue just didn't do it. But even if you're looking at other series, a Bankai doesn't have a prophecy attached. And not to say Bankai is not bad, but it just doesn't. I don't think that it reached the level of something like Super Saiyan, and I honestly don't think it reaches the level of something like Gear 5th. The intrigue and mystery around it, the vagueness of it, it all gets us thinking. It gets us excited and thinking about it. But this prophecy also comes with another aspect. And this aspect is what I would like to call the fake second coming. In Dragon Ball Z, this manifests as Vegeta's belief that he has become the legendary Super Saiyan. Through trial and tribulations, after getting Zenkai boost after Zenkai boost, he believes that he has reached the level of a Super Saiyan. And he sees Goku's compassion and mercy, and he declares that Goku can never be a Super Saiyan. A Super Saiyan is ruthless. And back on Wano, Kaido has defeated Luffy for the upteenth time. Kaido has determined that Luffy could never be Joy Boy. Joy Boy would never be that weak. In Kaido's head, Joy Boy is about strength. Both of these beliefs are mistakes. They are both incorrect. However, we don't know that. The vagueness makes these prophecies work. It is very possible for Vegeta to be the Super Saiyan. We don't know what a Super Saiyan looks like. And we don't know who Joy Boy is or what it means for Joy Boy to return. So for all we know, Kaido could be Joy Boy. The only one of the things that differentiates this is that Vegeta's defeat proves that he's not the legendary Super Saiyan. Frieza fears legendary Super Saiyan. Super Saiyan would kill Frieza. However, Vegeta falls to the hand of Frieza. This is not mimicked in Kaido because, of course, there's different structured. Kaido is the main villain as opposed to Frieza being the main villain. Vegeta's not the main villain of the Frieza saga. These are similar. They're not 1-to-1. I'm not saying they're 1-to-1. just stay with me. Stay with me. But what allows these to truly work is the space between the mention of the legendary Super Saiyan and the mention of Joy Boy, and the reveal of the legendary Super Saiyan and the reveal of Joy Boy. There's a space between, and we're allowed to forget about these prophecies. We're not reminded over and over and over. And they do it with the same technique. These are egregiously long fights, by the way. Frieza versus Goku is famously long. And currently, Luffy versus Kaido is also very long. If you read the manga, you know it's long. If you're watching the anime right now, you know it's still going. It's been a long time. These are long intentionally. They let you forget about the prophecies. So when the results happens, it's magnificent. Then comes the reveal. Goku, after witnessing the death of Krillin, his best friend, finally goes Super Saiyan. Now, if you remember, Vegeta scoffed at how much Goku cared and his kindness, and he looked at it as a detriment to him. It was the reason he could never be the legendary Super Saiyan. However, ironically, this care for his friend, this compassion, is what makes him the legendary Super Saiyan. And after his fight with Frieza, you learn that despite being Super Saiyan, he displays mercy. Vegeta was unable to grasp the idea of Super Saiyan because he was holding on to these false ideas. Similarly, Kaido defeats Luffy yet again. Find out the truth. Zunisha speaks and informs us that Joy Boy has returned after 800 years. And at the same time, we see Luffy awaken his fruit. We learn that this is a fruit that hasn't awakened in 800 years. Who was the last person to own this fruit? Joy Boy, meaning that Luffy is Joy Boy. Now, if you will remember, similar to Vegeta, Kaido scoffed at Luffy's weakness. It turns out being Joy Boy has very little to do with weakness. It's about freedom. Luffy is a liberator. However, Kaido is the opposite. He's literally a slaver. A slaver could never be Joy Boy. There are also some tiny similarities, like both of these forms come with at the end of the day, Goku defeats Frieza. Luffy defeats Kaido. And we see both these magnificent forms. And we understand why they will be talked about for forever to come.